All right, test 1 2 test 1 2. What's going on? Today we're checking out some of the new updates. This update was not on my radar. It was kind of when I saw the new unit. I think the new unit looks awesome. It's a very cool design. They've gone with another humanoid, which is interesting. I kind of like when they do the actual monster, but the design of this is awesome. And we're getting some end of the year holiday events, which is actually kind of nice. And again, I did not know that this was going on. It was not on my radar, so let's take a look, go through, and I want to take a look at some of the new monsters as well. From what I'm seeing, it looks like the wind one might be the best because it's AOE Oblivion. That is not an LD unit, not like a Dark Gojo or an Isis. So let's jump in and take a look at the video. The updates. Idiot. All right, so we're getting a new monster. It's called Justice. Looks like it's mostly support and attack. And if we take a look at the first skill, right, attacks the enemy to decrease the attack bar by 20% with a 50% chance. If the attack bar was not decreased, increases the attack bar of the ally with the highest attack bar by 10%. So I guess technically you have the ability to cut with skill 1 because if you don't push back, and maybe if you use skill 1 on a will unit or a unit that has immunity, then you're automatically going to push up another ally, and that could be enough to cut in front of the enemy. Then you've got Guilty Sentence. So attacks all enemies to decrease their defense for 2 turns. AOE defense break. We like that. In addition, attacks the enemy with the lowest defense to stun them. So it looks like it's going to essentially be a stun, but if you don't, you'll have to find a way to strip the unit first. The same is true for, the wind one and the dark one. And then the other skill 2 is Purifying Meditation. It removes 1 harmful effect on all allies and increases their attack bar by 20%. It's kind of a good cleanse buff there. In addition to recovers the HP of allies with harmful effects removed. So this could be, it sounds like it could be paired with Heigang, right? You're removing those buffs and then you're also giving a bar. That plus Heigang sounds like a ton of attack bar gain. Then if you take a look at Law Enforcement, so right, all 3 of these skill 3s are different. Law Enforcement for the fire says removes all beneficial and harmful effects on the enemy or ally target with an irresistible effect. Removes all beneficial and harmful effects on the enemy or ally target with an irresistible effect. If the target was an enemy, it decreases its HP by 15% per effect removed, up to 60%. That could be kind of good, used with the Layla Heigang comp. If the target was an ally, recovers its HP by 15%. I kind of like that. It's a versatile cleanse buff, right? Or it's a versatile just full-on HP reduction, which could be used against a bruiser comp as well. You have the ability to cleanse. I was thinking at first it sounded a little bit like Tiana, like it was going to cleanse the entire team. But actually, it looks like it might be single target, but that's kind of cool. I like that. It could be, again, that could be used with Heigang or maybe build it more support, right? Then you've got Authority of Justice on the water one. It removes all harmful effects on the ally target, increases its attack bar by 20% per harmful effect removed, and resets its skill cooldown. That could be kind of good. You know, if you're using like a snipe comp or maybe like a Federica, you would be able to remove all those harmful effects and you can't affect itself. So it's kind of like a worse Ella where you're just getting that skill 3 and able to reset a specific unit, but you do potentially get to buff it all the way up. Then you've got Judgment Storm for the wind. Compares the HP of all monsters on the field and activates the skill on 4 targets with the worst HP conditions. For enemy targets, resets their attack bar and grants Oblivion. That's actually insane. For ally targets, increases their attack bar by 50% and recovers their HP in proportion. So this sounds insane. The 3rd skill of the Wind Justice monster completely changes the battlefield, because if you have like an AOE opener, right, an AOE attack, and you're moving first and then this wind unit moves, you're going to grant Oblivion, so long as they don't have immunity, on all of the monsters, and it's going to reset their attack bar. That's kind of awesome. And then if you're like, well, I can get 3 out of 4 and the fourth is an ally target, well, then you just heal them up and then it's kind of back to normal. This actually sounds really good. I think this is the unit I want. It would obviously be cool to get a lighter dark, but let's see. For light, the Divine Judgment attacks all enemies 3 times to disturb the HP recovery for 2 turns. If the total damage enemies receive during the battle is greater than or equal to that of allies, each hit decreases their defense and blocks them from removing harmful effects for 2 turns. Otherwise, each hit leaves a branding effect and grants silence. So it sounds like you have some versatility if you want to have this movement unit move first or after each of everybody else is gone. Kind of like a Shizuka effect where you want it to go last because that defense break and anti-cleanse sounds pretty good too. And then finally, the dark unit has the Summary Justice. Attacks all enemies with an attack that always lands as a critical. For enemies with attack power lower than yours, the damage dealt is increased by 50%. For enemies with defense lower than yours, that damage dealt increases according to your defense. And then for enemies with attack speed lower than yours, your damage dealt increases according to your attack speed. That's kind of interesting because it kind of reminds me of like Britta, the Water Ivor, where you just want to have like insane balanced runes across the entire monster, because if you have more attack power than something, obviously you do more. If you have defense, right? So it sounds like this is a very heavy rune dependent monster that could be good if you have a lot of balanced runes, and you can even focus in on one of them. I feel like not a lot of monsters are built on defense, so maybe you could focus defense, and then you could go for like HP, like speed, defense, HP, and 2, 4, and 6. And Britta reminds me of that as well, where you get certain effects depending on what they look like. So I don't know. Overall, it sounds pretty cool. They're going to give us the monster rate up. And it looks like we're going to be able to get some scout battle. If you start a repeat battle or any type of battle that cannot be run at the same time while scout battle in progress, the scout battle will pause and the new battle will begin immediately. Oh, that's cool. So you could trigger a repeat battle while the scout battle is going on, and it will just pause the scout battle until it's over. So you could have both incompatible battles. Oh, so yeah. So I'm not sure what they're fixing here, because you can't run a scenario, you can't run a Kairos, you can't, or no, it's saying these are the incompatible battles that you can run, and then basically run while it's, so you start the scout battle, then you start the repeat battle. When the repeat battle's over, the scout battle will run. So it's kind of like you can constantly have a battle running in the background while you're also actively battling. I like that, because that's just more runes, more opportunity to get something. That's not bad. That's not bad. They've also added a rune copy function. You can now copy the rune settings of another summoner's monster and apply them directly to your own advanced rune settings. You can copy, if someone shares monster with you, you can copy that, and then you can apply it to your own. Okay, that's interesting. You can now, oh, this is huge. You can now craft 30 runes in the craft. That's actually awesome, because having to go through 10 at a time, see if you get any legendaries, then sell them, so on and so forth, to just do that quicker, you're going to eat through your materials a lot faster, but it's kind of what we're doing anyway. Rune acquisition pop-up improvement. World Arena victory points will be oh, okay. This is about to tell you if you're in danger of dropping if you have not played, if you have an active penalty going on. I like that. I wish they would still introduce a floor to RTA so that I don't have to go against the P1 warlord who just woke up, but I'll take it. We've got different rewards here. We're getting our special summon pass. You could spend 3,000 crystals. I don't think this is worth it, because, yeah, you get a lot more stuff, but it is 3,000 crystals, which could just go towards summoning or running more content. And, yeah, unless you're a whale, you're probably not spending 3,000 of your hard-earned crystals. What else do we got? This is a big update. I didn't realize how much they were giving. So we've got the new monster, we've got the bonus event, we've got the December update surprise gift. I like that. We're getting the code. If you haven't used the code already, it's 12 update 12 gift. You've got your 511 years. I got mine already. I'm sure that my light totem girl is in that. And then we've got the holiday gift event. So yeah, you check in and you check in and use Amiria's luck during the event period and you get a bunch of stuff. See, this is the stuff that we like. Ooh, new transmogs. Nice. Wait, winter. Check in for 11 days. Get the transmog of a selected monster and all attributes. See, this is the best. This is the best event they could do. The free transmog they did for like the 9 or 10 year event was one of the coolest events that they possibly could have. It's awesome. I really wish they would introduce more transmog events because the Summoners War art team is the one that holds it down the most. That is awesome. This is a great event. Hopefully we get a little bit more in the future, but you do have to log in for what, like 9 days or something like that. So make sure that you're doing that as well. We've got the Golden Bell Shop event. Looks like we're going to be able to trade in golden bells for mystics, a bunch of LDs, all attribute. I like that. So yeah, the Golden Bell Shop, and then you've got the Silver Bell Shop. Looks like you'll just get these from running stuff. We appreciate free stuff just by doing it. I want to take a look at the monster information. So if we go to World Arena, let me close this. This Summoner's War does not need to be that big. If we go to info, replay, monster, I'm curious how these are running. So let's go to wind. Let's check out the new unit. Where's it at? Has nobody gotten it yet is the question. So yeah, she's not even an RTA yet. I wanted to see a replay of some of these monsters, the ones they just added, but it looks like she's not here. Again, I really like this unit. I like the design. It's very cool. This is the skill that allows you to just apply AOE, Oblivion, depending on, you know, where your units move. And then you have the ability to decrease their defense. I really like this unit. It's very cool. And then you also just get a free guaranteed stun, so long as they're not immunity. And the art looks great, you know, the dark one as well. So I think my personal opinion is I like the unit. I'm curious to see what it does. And I'm happy that the wind one is the one that has the best skill because people are not going to be chasing an LD unit to potentially not get them. And of course, they have their holiday special as well. So this is a pretty big update. And honestly, I'm happy with it because that means we're going to get a bunch of stuff for free. We have the ability to get a new monster. Right now, I'm sitting on another daily Nat 5 summon. I'm hoping for Ciara, but right now, out of what I have summoned, Annabelle looks like the best. I'm interested in Zabala too, but I don't have any like 220 Swift sets. So I'm curious what you guys think. But overall, I like the update. I want more free stuff, and the Transmog update is by far my favorite. We love having free transmogs. We love being able to customize our monsters. So let me know what you guys think. There's a lot in this. And again, this was not on my radar. I'll catch you in the next one. And yeah, enjoy the game.